I've seen patients who were flatlined, who are going to actually have life support removed. I remember one patient that I prayed over who had had a hemorrhagic stroke and collapsed in his house and was found completely gone. He was in a coma and was taken to the hospital, and nothing helped. He was flatlined on his brain. He had no function, and he was going to be removed from life support. I found out about him from a friend who basically was, given next of kin privileges because this fellow was not from our country. He's a computer, technical person in Silicon Valley, but didn't have any family here. So I happened to know his friend who called me in to pray for him. And when I prayed for him, I prayed for him twice. The first time I prayed for him, nothing much happened right then and right there. But then, soon thereafter, I got a very excited call from his friend who told me that his eyes had popped open. So I raced back to the hospital, and there is the patient lying there, ready to be taken off life support, and hooked up to all the gadgetry that we do, and he had tape over his mouth and tape everywhere, and it was pretty awful. And I walk in the room, and he waves at me. He gives me a high five from his bed. This man who's going to be taken off life support. And as I'm standing in his room, the neurosurgeon comes in who was caring for him. And I'm standing on one side of this man's bed in the ICU, and the neurosurgeon is standing on the other. And he says to this man, "You have had a miracle." He said, "I can't explain it. I don't understand it. But whatever this miracle is all about, just keep having it." And then the neurosurgeon left the room. And long story short, this man had a complete recovery. I kept visiting him and praying with him. It was really touching because as he recovered, I asked him if he knew I had prayed for him when he was in a coma and he had no brain activity. And he said yes, and he was crying. He had tears coming down his face. And he ended up completely recovered with nothing. It's just like as if this had never happened. And that's how the Lord works. When the Lord comes in and heals, He does not heal the way that we heal as doctors. Or we manage, what we can do as doctors is we manage illness. We do not cure you. And often we do sort of a 50-50 job, no matter how well trained we are, no matter